So I'm now rank 10 on my main. I just hit it just now by confirming the cowrie or seafarer's cowrie, the workshop stuff. That gave me like 4,000 EXP because I decided to game the stock market a little bit by yeah, uh, working efficiently. Actually, how much are my garnet rapiers going to? They're overflowing now because I'm flooding the market, so that stands to reason. Bronze sheeps are still good. Brick counters are still good. Um, but yeah, garnet rapiers are plummeting. So I'm not gonna rely on them for tomorrow's cycle. Or not tomorrow's cycle, but wait, tomorrow's Friday, Saturday's cycle. I mean, but I do need to actually figure that out because I probably won't be around to be able to plan that out tomorrow. So, anyways, with rank 10, you unlock flying, which means that we can unlock all of these areas finally. Before I do that, though, I'm going to go over to just do my normal routine-y stuff over here with the oh yikes, they are all dry. None of them are fully grown either. Let's water the crops first. Excuse me. I no longer have need for experience anymore for Island EXP because I am max rank. So I don't know if I want to save up for the motorcycle mount. That I think is like what 20,000 calories or whatever. So I could definitely get that much within like a couple of days. I think at the rate of which I'm going, as long as I'm smart enough about the stock market. uh, it's not literally the stock market, by the way, but like, yeah, you get it, right? It's essentially that's what it is. Yeah, I gotta get tomorrow and Saturday figured out because I probably won't actually be around for either of those days. And I also have to do the same thing on my alt as well. Figure out tomorrow and Saturday on my alt. So it'll be a little bit of grinding for that. In other news, D&D is in about 3 hours. The Final Fantasy 14 themed one actually going to, well, technically not starting, but it'll be my first session playing in it in a few hours. So that's gonna be fun. I'm pretty excited for it, honestly. I guess now I don't need to worry too much about what animals will produce what thing for me. But I'll have to look at the market trends, actually, for like the next like week or so, or at the very least later, to gauge which animals I'm gonna need now. But I'll still feed them the good feed, if for no other reason than just because I have a lot of it, so I just have enough to go around. Have I been making pickled radish on the thing? Yes, I have been. For at least the next day. But I think that's still going to be the plan, I think, for Saturday as well, is to make more pickled radish, because it's not plummeting, but there might be a decline in its demand. I'll have to look at that. Let's look at that. I should probably turn on the music as well, huh? There we go. Alright, let's see. Supply and demand, for sector 5. Supply, or, let's see, pickled radish. How much are those looking right now? Tomato relish is average. Jam is average. Onion soup is low, but about to be average. Owlfish pie. Pickled radish is still very high, so I can still afford to make more of that. And pumpkin pudding is also pretty high as well, actually. So I think I'm going to do... Oh wait, no, I can't, because it has to be another preserved food if I wanted to groove with pickled radish, which made salt cost a good thing. And there is a surplus of it though, so maybe I should just calm down on the pickled radish. Well, what am I gonna make instead? Though. This also should be noted that this is not the most optimal setup either, because this leaves 2 hours of unproductive production in the 24-hour loop, so we should look at maybe some other alternatives. Hold on to my radishes, of course, but look into other alternatives. Let's see, the bronze sheep would be good, but I'm doing the bronze sheep brick counter combination over on my alt. I don't know if I want to do the same thing on my main here. I gotta look more towards the predicted demand than anything, because since this will be Saturday's thing, so more likely than not, I think my best bet will probably will be that bronze sheep and brick counter combo. Bronze sheep are 8-hour things, and brick counters are 6-hour things. Doing some quick math here. I can probably fit that into a day. No, wait, no, I can't, because that's disarrangement. Yeah, that's what disarrangement is. And that doesn't fit into a day evenly. At the very least, I gotta think of another thing to leapfrog off of brick counters here. That's like 4 hours. So I think that might be... So it has to be either a furnishing or an unburied treasure. Let's look at furnishings. Nothing really right now. What about unburied treasures? Fire sand. While the demand is plummeting, the predicted demand is still very high. I think I gotta milk it as much as I can for now. So we'll start with all brick counters on Saturday, then switch gears over to bronze sheep to get an efficiency bonus, then switch over to And switch over to brick counters again, I guess. If the math doesn't work out here, okay. And then I do fire sand. There we go. Perfect. And I don't need to reorganize my, or gather any of that. Oh no, I do, actually. I need Islefish and copper ore. I didn't know I was running on a deficit of those. Well, this would be a good opportunity, actually, to explore the final bit of the island. Now that I'm rank 10, so let me switch to a class that could use the EXP. Thinking Dancer. Or... yeah, Dancer. It's not that much EXP to begin with anyways. Let's fly. So there is this bit of the island over here. Which I'm curious to see what is over here. Oh, just a bunch of, like, floating islands, or, like, little, like, landlets, I guess. Little platforms upon which things will probably spawn, I guess. So. I don't see anything to gather here, so I suppose that does make sense. This is probably where a bunch of animals will spawn. Gotcha. Like birds and shit, probably, most likely. Moving on to this bit of the island. There is... once I reach it... there are things to gather here, I think. As for what it is to gather, I have no idea. This is probably where an animal spawns yet again. Yeah, here we go. What are these things? Let's see, we got cotton. Great. This might be a... I don't know if this is a better source of cotton than the one place that we found on the southeast end of the island. But who knows, there might be more. Certainly seems like there's more cotton plants here for a perfect loop than there are in the other end of the island, so... in fact, I think it does make a whole loop, doesn't it? If you collect everything here. Yeah, it creates a full loop. So this might be better to farm cotton. Maybe we're looking for a perfectly loopable area. So that's nice. I saw on my alt, by the way, did they remove the Magitech Cannon and Photon Stream from the normal Magitech armor? No, they didn't. Those are still actions that you can execute on the Magitech armor, I think. Yeah. I wonder why they disappeared on my alt when my alt was riding the Magitech armor then yesterday. Okay, so we got more locations here. We got a small spring, which, ooh, those are some shiny rocks. These are probably just quartz, but yeah, these are just quartz. But I mean, hey, we got quartz, so neat. It's not a perfect loopable location for it, but it's a good location for such a rare material, especially. And then we got the true summit. Which is the very tippy top of the island. Let's check that out. This is the mother load right here. This is the mother load. This is where all the good minerals are. We got leucogranite, we got iron, we got quartz. And I think there's enough here for a perfectly loopable formation, yeah? And it's all so close together. Yeah, it can be looped. Holy shit, this is perfect for if you want to farm for things. Too bad it's at max rank, so you're not farming EXP. But hey, if you needed a bunch of precious metals, you know where to go on the island, I guess. And it's on the True Summit as well. This is a pretty good... I thought this was gonna be like a volcano crater or something like that, and we would fucking get for magma and whatnot, but I guess this makes a lot more sense. Anyways, I think that is the entirety of the unnamed island. Speaking of unnamed island, can we change the the name of the island now that we're rank 10? Name. No. At least it doesn't appear to be the case. Damn, what a shame. Anyways, we need we needed what was it, copper and islefish, yeah. I only needed one extra copper, but I will mine the whole vein, just because I'm here. Man, flight just makes this place so much better. It just makes it so much easier to go around the place and gather the things you need if you can fly. I mean, obviously, yeah, but like, seriously. Like, that cannot be overstated. Just mine all this copper and then I'll move on. It's not even a lot of copper to begin with, so... There we go. And then the cods, confoundingly enough, I think they're all the way over to the north of the island, actually. To the North Pole, not the South Pole, so... Man, look at that. I'm not unique by any stretch of the imagination, by the way. Plenty of people have done stuff on the island here, so... Oh shit! I should have checked if there were any animals, or animal parts that I would need, for any of the coming cycles or seasons for production. Because then I can actually, like, scope out which specific animals I want, and then capture those guys. At the very least for the next season, so that, like, I can then worry about gathering the materials from that I'm getting enough. It might be better to start now so that, like, I can just have a few more, in a, supply. Okay, I'm looking at this, like, my my Catboy underwater, right? I can only think of the Neko arc cover, not the original song, the Nirvana song. What is it, like? Smells Like Teen Spirit, but like the Neko arc version. Neko arc from Melty Blood. Um, that's all I can think of right now. Actually, seeing my character swim like that is. His Neko arc smells like Teen Spirit. I think I definitely have enough COD now for the next season. I should definitely look into if there's anything that requires animal parts of any kind that I would want to need. So look at the ones that are in high demand or very high demand, and see what we've got here to probably try and grab. Popularity very high. We have tunics, which are plummeting right now, so they're just average. Let's see, the only things that might be of interest to me, nothing actually. Like, maybe the ribbon, right? Maybe the ribbon, but not enough for me to want to go like, oh, I should get this now. Okay, what about predicted demand being very high? Well, there's squid ink, I guess, but that's plummeting. Crooks, maybe. Not a lot that would need animal parts, actually, not even. Like, crooks are about the only ones that I can think of. And those... yeah, they require fangs. I know that there are bats on this island, so... but those are about the only ones. Everything else doesn't need animal parts. So I guess I don't need to really think about animals right now. Especially considering that I can get so many rare materials. Anyways, and it's early enough for people to not be able to gather some stuff. Here's one last thing I wanted to check out. Now that we've enabled flight, there are actually some parts of some of these decorative buildings that we can actually go into now. Because we couldn't climb that ladder before on the windmill, for example. But now that we can fly, we can get up on this balcony now. And we could go up these stairs. And then there's more of this balcony. Huh? Huh? Honestly, this was the real reason why I wanted flight. Was that so that I could go up the balconies of some of these buildings. Let's see. So there was the windmill. The only other structure that I was thinking was the lighthouse. Because like most of the other ones do have like a roof section you can get up onto. Like here, for instance. Like this is a roof section that like you can like get onto from there. And then over here, like you can climb the treehouse. It's a treehouse. You can also climb atop the granaries and workshops and whatnot as well. But again, I'm mainly interested in being atop the lighthouse, because why the fuck would you have a lighthouse and not be able to go up the lighthouse, you know? It's just a platform, god damn it. I mean, it's a neat platform with a little bench, actually, so obviously we were intended to go up here anyways in the first place, but it's just a platform with a bench. I mean, to be fair, the actual light of the lighthouse is like not inaccessible, and it's actually just an eternally burning fire, but yeah. Also, it's like almost all mammoth sized, so since the mammoths are supposed to be the ones operating it, and you're just chilling on it, so we can get a bird's eye view of my kingdom here. It looks nice, doesn't it? Anyways. I think that's about everything I wanted to do on this character. Well, no, not actually, because I want to do the expert as well on this character before I forgot. So let's do expert as well. I only need like what, 2 more days of expert, I think. 3 more days of expert. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to do the last couple of raids on this character as well, since I didn't do 5th or 6th circle on this character yet. I did them on my alt with the FC, but I was too tired to finish them on the main. Nor do I really care, honestly. I have basically all the raid gear I would ever want from the raids on this character anyways. Because almost none of it is good for tanks, so... Some of it is pretty good for Dragoon, but not quite that good. The sticky notes here, my sticky notes here says that the only things good from the raid are the boots and the chest. Everything else could be replaced with something of marginally superior value. So... So I'm not too concerned with doing the raids on this character at all, but at the very least do them for the tomes, and who knows, maybe I can shotgun blast my way into getting some good gear for like my samurai or something like that. I don't know if I streamed it, but I was in a extra dungeon the other day. I think it was yesterday, actually. With a party that was pretty fucking healed. The dancer of that party was like they did Savage and oh shit. Are we seeing the second coming? The dancer of that party did Savage last year. So they had the Aphados chakras or whatever they were. And holy shit, they cleaned house. I think, like, we're cleaning house this time as well. Either that or this is the new average, pull speed now. I'm gonna check out the samurai stuff. I don't have a parser open, so I don't actually know who's actually pulling most of the weight here. Considering second aggro, I have a feeling it is pulling a lot of the weight here. Then again, can't never be for sure. They might be neck to neck for all I know, so that's gonna be a yes. Oh, look though. What is your gear? 650. Not as cracked out as the not as cracked out as that one dancer I had, but pretty cracked. All things considered. It's definitely what their main is. It's definitely main samurai. just because, like, everybody knows the shit now. You know, dungeons naturally explode. The fact that I might be cracked as well, because I'm the only factor of but, I mean, I don't think I'm that cracked. I still only have my classical gunblade. I don't have my gunblade upgrade. And by all intents and purposes, the healing does not just do that much damage. Oh no, it's totally the hero here, actually. The healer's doing a lot of damage. The healer's soloing a couple of these guys by themselves. I mean, solo, yes, but like, they're soloing. Check out theirs here. Blast? I like that. Might not even be their name. It might just be Yoke. I mean, it's all of them, man. It's seriously all of them. I think they're all just cracked out. I'm not used to damage being this high. I gotta be honest here. Cause I almost never run dungeons as my main DPS, being Dragoon. I always run them as either a Reaper or a Samurai. Sometimes a Monk. And those jobs are relatively undergeared compared to my Dragoon. And of course, all of them pale in comparison to my Gunbreaker here. I never really quite noticed the damage ceiling being so high. I gotta be taking notes, honestly. Who else? This might just be average samurai gameplay anyways. Especially if it's a samurai that, like, has kept up with their gear because it's their main. Very well could be that, honestly. Also not discounting the fact that the healer is doing a lot of damage. With the amount of cardio ticks I've been getting. They've been doing just a bunch of DPS. I won't know who to get my common to. Or it's the red mage is fine as well. Honestly, it could be the red mage that's really Yoke, actually. Rinacita, all Rinacita gear. They're not quite Yoke, but they're definitely money stacks. What the fuck? They're definitely like either in vaults or like a Crasher Gatherer name. It's like, if that's the gear they're running with on the next person, like, maybe it's them. Maybe it's the red mage that's pulling our way too much. that, I'm below average. When I play as a DPS. Especially considering that I'm actually behind on my gear, like I said. If I break this deal, I can keep him up gear. I was still in combat when I started sprinting. I mean, I think a final part of it is that I'm tanking. As in, like, I probably didn't notice the amount of damage people were doing or how quickly the pole was going before when I was DPSing for the FC. Because it just didn't occur to me. But the pole was fixing it. I was just pressing buttons. Now I'm actually like fast forward. My life kind of does depend on it. Because if the pole does indeed go too long, then I fall. No matter what the healers do. These enemies are being squeezed like a fucking stress ball, though. So... maybe cracked out DPS isn't necessarily a hidden exercise. I rarely see him go. It's always always the center of the Davis, so we're very rarely see them go ring around the arena. Pass stage steals.
Stubborn mortal. Feel your luck.
Party was kind of yoked. I don't know whether to calm the healer or calm the samurai. I'm gonna calm the healer. Cause like doing that much damage and keeping me alive, that's a lot. That's pulling your weight and then some. Whereas I don't know, that's just the expected numbers coming from a samurai. That samurai did. It's just the average expected numbers. In which case, that's a shit ton of numbers. Should I do the first two here so that I can just get them out of the way? Might as well, right? Who knows? Maybe I get some good samurai or hold on. Yeah. That's a full party. A lot less people are doing these right now, so. Actually, the FC needs 6 later this week. Or at least Sky does, I think. So I don't actually need to do 6 right now. I can do 6 with Sky later. Then 1. Because 1's the only one that nobody needs, and so we're not gonna run that again anyways, regardless. So I'll just run 1. Or 5, I guess. At least I'm pretty sure it was 6 that Sky needed a second one of. And I'm pretty sure it was Sky who needed that second run too. The FC got together to do it a lot earlier than this week than I expected. They did it all yesterday. You go ahead. You were the one who initiated Rail Guard needed. I'm not complaining. It's still a fucking bot. I guess in the same spirit, like the first 3 fights of SNLs were also orchestral versions of the SNL theme, so... It's just a lot less obvious than if they were orchestral arranged. Straight up the same, like, instruments just with a different, like, tracks. This kind of sounds like a MIDI organ, though. Did I say Oregon? I meant Oregon. Pacific Northwest. Double down! That's the one I'm gonna lose. That got my cooldowns all out of whack. That got him all out of whack. Oh, I guess I'm just not using double down this time, I guess. I guess next, double down next time I get left. Again, they're all out of whack. It's good. It's easier to. I think the main difference between Sunbreaker and jumping a Sunbreaker is that it's very difficult to recover from a fucked up rotation back in Shadowbringers. I'm not saying it's quite better now, because that was mainly more of a skill issue, really. If people couldn't keep up with their rotation and fucked it up to the point where like it was difficult for them to recover from it, or you know if they died to the rotation or something like that, right? Like that seems more skill issue-y to me, but at the same time like understand back complaints that it was, or understand hearing that as a complaint, I guess. End up that's going like, oh, players are finding it too difficult to recover from fucking up the rotation of things like Groundbreaker. We gotta make it so that it's much easier to recover. It's not really a bad thing, but like, it's kind of a double standard thing, I feel. Because Paladin still is as complex as it ever has been and ever will be. Probably. You need, like, 100% of your brain cells in order to use Paladin. Very effective. Like, it's still pretty simple at its base, but to optimize it is a lot. It's actually more than I would be willing to put into this class. Whereas Gunbreaker doesn't really use much brain cells anymore. And then Dark Knight is just straight up Unga Bunga, you know? Like Warrior's Unga Bunga enough, right? But like, with Dark Knight, you just press the shiny button when the shiny button is shiny, and then you do big numbers, right? like with Warrior, yeah, Warrior's kind of the same deal, but like another difference Warrior has compared to Dark Knight is that like there's a pillar. You're building up to something. There's actually a point to you pushing the shiny button and this big number happens. Granted, it's all in service to one big giant shiny button, but nonetheless, right? And you compare that to Dark Knight, which is just a bunch of random shiny buttons that you just press at will, at seemingly random, and you're not punished for doing that really, because it still does a shit ton of damage. Keep in mind, by the way, that like the difference between a good paladin and a bad Dark Knight is negligible, if at all. So, and it's actually probably in the paladin's favor anyways. What I'm trying to say is that like the skill floor is very low for, or they're lowering the skill floor and skill ceiling, incidentally, with a good number of the keeping a high skill ceiling for other classes. That just like I appreciate something like that. It doesn't work in this type of game, no. Because players will always try and find the optimal way to do things. Sorry, but like, even if the class is more fun, technically, if it takes more effort to do the same amount of damage as a class that only has to press 3 buttons and the occasional shiny button, then, like, it's suboptimal. You know? It's suboptimal. No one will play it. Because people will always go for the one that's just easier to play, easier to get bigger number with. I feel like they're balancing things just a little too far in well, if this is just easier to get bigger numbers, then like the obvious solution is to make this other job that's struggling in terms of the numbers to get those bigger numbers easier, or just as easy as this other job, at least. And that is the primary source of the homogenization of the tanks. Because they were looking at Warrior and going like, wow, Warrior's got it easy. Why don't we let Dark Knight have a little bit of that fun? You know? Wow, people are complaining that Gunbreaker is more complex, even though its base rotation is essentially the same thing as a Dark Knight or Warrior's rotation, because it's basically just building up to big damage thing, and then like focus all your burst into that big damage thing, and then boom, right? Why don't we make it easier? It's foolproof, you would think. At the end of the day, I'm not really that miffed about it, honestly, if I am even at all. They're at least not skimping on the boss design. Although I don't do Savage, and as far as I've heard from people who do play Savage, like, because of the homogenization and whatnot, the difference between the amount of damage you could do and would do, and have to do for a DPS check could literally just be through random crits. Like, you can play your heart out, but if the numbers aren't there, the numbers aren't there type of deal. Which... yeah. I feel like that's more of an incidental resultant of the class homogenization than straight up because of the class homogenization. In fact, class homogenization, I believe, wasn't even an intent to begin with. I think that's just another incidental thing they just happened to come across while they were just designing. This game design is hard, man, okay? I should log into my alt and do the Island Sanctuary stuff on my alt. because I have approximately 2 hours until the end time. I don't really feel like doing a lot beforehand. In fact, I'll stop stream about an hour beforehand probably, just so I can lay down and rest. And get ready for the big show. I hope Sky is pretty concise with catching me up to speed with everything, cause or the party or whatnot, whatever he decides to do with that, because it hasn't been streamed. That campaign hasn't been streamed, and honestly, I feel like D&D campaigns should always be streamed, regardless of whether or not you're trying to be Critical Role, or anything. You should always do that, right? If you get an audience, that's cool, right? But like, I think the main thing is just archival purposes, right? Like, a lot of the cool parts about D&D is that, like, I see it as like a medium, you know, to tell stories through, and a lot of those stories could easily get lost if there are not those who share the memories, essentially, right? Because if there's no recorded record of that campaign ever taking place or any of the events that took place in it, I fear that like it would be lost forever once everybody kicks the can, or some disaster happens, you know. That's the main reason why I stream in the first place, honestly. It's not even to garner an audience. I don't even care about that. It's just archival purposes. In case I run across something really funny and I want to come back to it, you know? Or something along those lines. Or have a really tender moment with a friend or something like that. You know? Just to have in case there's a time when there are no longer those who share that memory. I can pass it on to somebody at least that exists in the ether. Yeah, no, my Magitech armor mount on my alt just doesn't have the mount actions anymore on my Magitech armor. Is this a new thing? Are players who have played before Endwalker and all the changes the only players who have the mount actions from the Magitech armor? Hold on. Let me actually look that up, because this concerns me. Because what if, like, I buy, like, the Witch Broom mount, for example, and that mount... Because that mount has a really cute, like, spell-casting, hexing thing that it does. That I really liked doing when I was still a female raw on my main. And if I can't do that on my alts, then what's the point of living, you know? Let's see, FF14 mount actions. Mount actions appear in the pet hotbar. That was a thread from 8 years ago, though. So. It might be just a default option on my character options. Well, that makes no sense. Because character sync. It should be sharing character options with my main. So if my main's able to have mount actions, then my alt should. If it's a character thing. Is it a character thing? It's probably a hotbar thing. Here. This might make things easier for me. Where's my Arcanist? Here we are. If I summon my carbuncle, I get my pet hotbar right here. And the pet hotbar exists. I acknowledge this exists. It's real. Maybe I have to select that instead? And then mount guide. Because it just doesn't show the mount actions on here at all. Like, it just doesn't, straight up. Come on. Mount actions disappearing, maybe? Mount action disappearing. Mount actions not displayed. Include pet hotbar when cycling. Hotbar settings. That's really it. Cross use pet hotbar for mount actions. Oh! I have to do a side quest in order for at least the Magitech armor mount to have the actions. Otherwise, the Magitech armor doesn't have those actions, and it's just a mount. I didn't know that! I didn't know that at all! Then again, it has been like, what? Oh, fuck. This has been like 5 years, over 5 years, like 5.5 years since I played A Realm Reborn and got the Magitech armor. So it probably just didn't occur to me that, like, I had to unlock the, stupid fucking, thing. Well, I guess I know what I'm gonna do if I don't fill up the time with, Island Sanctuary. We gotta think of things to do for the next couple of days for Sanctuary. I can't upgrade any further, by the way. This is kind of the most I can do until I could gather. Oh god, my body does not want to say the words! My body does not want to say the words, but I could gather 300 things again. Oh god. I could gather 300 things again. Honestly, actually, it might be best to do that anyways, depending on what I decide to make. Which would be, probably fire sand and brick counters and bronze sheet for the next couple of days. In fact, I think starting the days off with bronze sheet and then moving over to brick counters. Never mind, actually. Hold on. That doesn't work that way, huh? What about... Wait, no. It does work that way. It's supposed to work that way. The issue being is that, the fucking, my bronze sheep is currently... I have a deficit, actually, it seems, of copper, I think. Hold on. Let me do that, because it should be giving me a bonus, a groove bonus, for putting bronze sheep together with brick counters. And it isn't. Even though that's clearly what... Oh, wait, no. How about... brick counter, bronze sheep. Yeah, I need the materials. Okay. Copper ore farming it is. Once I tend to the animals and crops. Speaking of crops, how are they looking? Watered and not grown. I could water them some more, but yeah, I'll water them some more. Of course, I could have just, you know, wait for the blessed rains down in Africa to show up. But I feel like it's probably on that. Also, I should probably grab a black chocobo, actually. This character is gonna care a lot more about animals than my main is, just simply because, so far, at the very least, I don't need animal materials, so I don't actually need to get specific animals for specific things. Aside from milk. Milk is the only exception, and that was only an exception at the beginning of this season. I did not actually need it, like ages ago, so... Or I don't actually need it now, and I arguably don't even need it anymore. But I'll still keep the milkers around because there's stuff that there's a better way to word that, surely, but still, I'll keep these guys around just because it's always gonna be useful. And in general, I'm a lot less focused on getting calories on this character because I don't need that many things. I think the only thing from calories that I think I might want is just the bike mount. And I already have a bike mount. So, a cooler bike in my opinion, just because I love Final Fantasy VII infinitely more than I love Nero. Sorry, buddy, but I didn't form childhood memories with you. Just saying. I'm also not one of the simps, so... definitely don't care as much. Meanwhile, this is not actually, like, the Hardy Daytona, though, I realized. It's the Advent Children bike, because, you know, this was around the rounds when... I think they put the SDS Fenrir, the Strike Delivery Service Fenrir, into the game because Advent Children Complete actually was coming out. And that's why we have it in the game. Similarly, that's also why the Cloud outfit we get is his Advent Children outfit and not his original Soldier outfit. And also the Cloud hair that we get is also Cloud's Advent Children hair, not his original hair. Someone at Square Enix really loved Advent Children, to put it bluntly. I mean, in fairness, like, what's funny is that, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know what to feel about Advent Children. Because on one hand, I love it. I love it. It's everything I love about Final Fantasy VII in a movie. But at the same time, like, it's not a good movie. Just because it, like, relies on you having played a 40-hour JRPG from the PS1 to care about anything. And even then, like, if you're not like grieving FF7 and realizing that Cloud's just going through his depression arc and relapsing, as opposed to like that's just kind of how they've been portraying him, then you might be pissed as well with Cloud's portrayal specifically. I don't know, I really like Advent Children regardless, because I mean, I do indeed grieve Final Fantasy VII, so. Either way, yeah, and also, I think this is the bigger reason why we get the Fenrir as opposed to the Hardy Daytona. The Hardy Daytona is a product placement item in FF7. I think it would have been obvious from the name, the Hardy Daytona. I feel like that was a dead giveaway, but yeah, in case you didn't know, the Hardy Daytona was there because Final Fantasy VII had a collaboration. That's also the reason why that wasn't the bike in Advent Children either. But yeah. Also, another thing about the Fenrir in this game, it's account wide. I didn't actually buy another Fenrir for this character specifically. It's account wide, so like, if you have a bike mount, there's no reason why you would want the bike mount. Actually, hold on. I don't have the Regalia on this character. Never mind. Yeah, Regalia was exclusive to the FF15 event, which this character was not in existence for. So it's just there because character stinks, yeah. But like, regardless, like, you know, I have a lot more attachment to that than the dirt bike that, or not the dirt bike, but just it's just a motorcycle. Cause like, I don't even know if it's Nero's specifically. I think there is flavor text in the game that suggests that Nero did build it. And that's why people have been simping for Nero for the last couple of days on Twitter. Which, I mean, like, listen, fellas, okay? I'm not a Nero simp. I am not. I am not one of you. I do not understand what it is about this man that you, like, love and adhere so much. Like, I can understand just the simple feeling, and I can see there are reasons to like him in that way. I just do not personally feel it. I don't know. Something about being into girls. This is definitely influenced that, I'm sure. And I can agree that he's a funny character. And it's always hilarious to see him and Sid on screen at the same time, doing anything together. That's also another thing, is that like people ship him with Sid, and it's just like, I can see it. I can see why you would think that at the very least. I'm just not personally in that direction, just because there's so little of them. There's so little of just Nero and Sid. There's so little of Sid! There's so little of Sid! You know? So I'm sorry, I do not perceive your boy. I still like him as a character, though. I still think he's funny, right? And I think it's cute that like a lot of the more modern technology and lore was created by him. Whereas the more fantastical technology was created by Sid. I think that's just really, really cool and really smart to begin with. Like, Sid, like, built airships, right? And was, like, the progenitor of Magitech. And then Nero created, like, just straight up cars and motorcycles and shit. Because he just thought it was cool. You know? Like, I don't know, I could get behind that. I have a lot of copper now. I have 17 copper. Never mind, that's not a lot of copper. But that's enough to at least think about, or see if I can still chain them together. If that just is a UI thing that doesn't show up if I don't have them. Yes, it's just a UI thing that just... if I don't have the thing. Although I do think I want to actually reverse that. Because, so I'm just doing this. It's the same. In fact, I should probably keep it as a preset, actually. Set it as a preset. Wait, what? Set according to demand. Huh. Okay. So I can just look into this menu and just like put it on, as opposed to set according to like what materials I have. That's neat, but ultimately I think I'm just gonna go with this. I don't care too much about sufficient like calorie like intake, I guess, like profit more accurately, just because like again I don't fucking care about the stupid like I need a shit ton of limestone and tin sand actually, so I actually don't need to go much farther than the one location I'm thinking of right now, since I gathered enough copper somehow. Neat. I do need a shit ton of limestone though, so... yeah, just not really so it's, and I'm more into the slow burn. Honestly, the only thing that I want for this character that's from Island Sanctuary is either one of the hairstyles or the glamour that you get at the end where you unlock everything. And that's like the big thing, actually. Just that one glamour. These booty shorts are powerful, okay? Especially on an Aurora character. I'll calm down here. But yeah, I want that, so I'm just going to, I'm just gonna do the bare minimum it takes to fucking progress, essentially. In fact, I really want to gather 300 things. It's not 300 things anymore, it's 250 things, actually. Or thereabouts. So, technically, I'm pretty much already halfway there. I guess I might as well. It's right? Actually, no, it's 100 and... it's 170 things. Yeah, I'm literally halfway there, actually. You know, I think I'm gonna gather up for the, to level up. So that I can progress through the island and be able to actually do shit. And make a third workshop as well. think that will be nice. I think that is what I will progress towards. For the remainder of the stream. It's not gonna be that far away. Fucking, what, I gathered like 600 items in like 3 hours. I have more than enough time. Got like half an hour going on me, I think. So, I'll just spend the last bit of the hour just gathering stuff. I'm getting to rank 7, and then continuing on with the progression of my iron. Because once you have a... That's like the requirement. That's the only requirement. Not cow requirement or anything. Just a flat, you've done this. You've done basically everything there is to do on the island, and that's it. For like months, so like... Yeah, I could get behind that. Just a simple reward, essentially. For the glamour. There's a cube glamour, too. Oh, I think after I get... Well, now that I have enough limestone, I can just kind of wander around the island and just get anything I need or want. I don't have a gig yet, so I'm not gonna go underwater to gather stuff. I definitely will... just grab everything in sight, essentially. Oh shit, it's... Oh no, it's fair skies. It was clear skies earlier, and I could have gotten a black chocobo because of it, but well, it's fair skies now. Oh, there's another black sheep. I do like me some milk. But there are better sources of milk available to me now. Hold on, let me actually look into what are my sources of milk actually, now that I have the new restraining, the new restraints. Let's see, where is my tab? Ugh, I can never find it. Medium, which is the makeshift restraint, does not have a source of milk. Never mind. Well, regardless, I don't really think I gotta care too much about it anyways. I'm gonna make makeshift net anyways. A bunch of it to catch the black sheep, because they do drop the milk, like, immediately. And that's enough to convince me, at least. Come here. It ran away. Oh, you can't win them all. There are other things probably that I can capture, but I'm not too concerned with capturing animals. Again, there's not a lot of specific materials that I need, and I kind of want to catch them as I go. I don't really care too much about getting particular ones or certain ones. So. And hey, crafting all those nets actually gave me enough to have ticked off like what 23 things I would have had to gather anyways. So experience. Experience is experience. I don't have a pickaxe, so I'm not gonna go up to that loop for iron and shit. I don't need it right now, and I can't get it even if I wanted to. So, in fact, actually, I should probably avoid this whole stretch of the island because that requires higher level stuff. Actually, I should probably focus on getting either hemp or copper, or cause I'm gonna need a bunch of those. Hemp especially. So I think I'm gonna go around hemp circle. Just grab a shit ton of hemp. And that'll be what levels me up to max here. Also helps that there are palm logs in the way, and some clay as well, which I really need, so... Grab it as collateral. Okay, that's it. Honestly, I want that hour to myself. I want that hour to myself, man. So, once I'm done here, I think I'm just gonna... I need to gather just 100 more things. Just 100 more things. Yes, yes, yes. But I mean, translate that to like how much experience I'm getting. It's only 1,000. Right? Like, yeah, sure, I can probably get that by like tuning in to the workshop 1.0. And like that'll definitely level me up, but it would be much more satisfying if I was able to actually get that new area now. Yeah, I want that hour to myself. Man. I want that hour to just be in bed. So, like, for D&D, so I can actually get ready for it. I'm supposed to force myself out of bed for it. And we're already at 10. We're already at 10 for the later. So 100 things might not be that out of reach. That's good. I gotta have a shit ton of hemp, by the way. I think I might have to break out of this loop if I get crazy. Or if I just have enough hemp. How much hemp do I have? 44. Come like 50 and I'll break out of it and go move on to collecting copper. 'Cause I don't have a lot of that. And I'm gonna need a lot of that. I'm gonna make the things I think I'm gonna have to make for the workshop, so... I'm kinda in a hurry to get this all situated. I got 20, by the way, like just now I think. Or no, 22. Right? No. Fuck. Yeah? No. Yes? 20. That was 20 just now. Yes. Like, copper time. I'm gonna end up with like 80 copper. Actually, no, not really. I'm gonna collect a shit ton of collateral, like cotton collateral and whatnot, just because it's fair and there's a lot of it, and it'll get me experience. So more accurately, I'll probably end up with just like a couple loops worth of copper. 30. You just hit 30. We're in there. Yeah, speaking of D&D, other than the one tonight, I also got my own D&D campaign to worry about as well. With the FFD20 system. I got a world figured out. Yay! The world is mostly figured out. And I think I just need to actually, like, make the maps. Like, the first few maps that there was gonna be encountered. There's gonna be a bunch of maps. Just because I like, like, crafting a world that way, essentially. There's gonna be a town and tavern map and whatnot, obviously. A lot more in-depth than what Magnus does for NSR, to be fair. Like, it's more so just like a world building and or story focused than like world focused essentially. To be fair to him. I'm mainly just thinking about like doing like town and tavern maps just to make the world feel a lot more tangible. And just in case the players want to go specific places, and whatnot, I can tell them exactly what specific places are in the town and what aren't in the town and whatnot. But that requires me to make a few maps. Not so least of which being the dungeon map for the first dungeon and encounter maps for random encounters. This doesn't even account for the fact that like they're barely even like only 2 of them are really done with their characters. One of them is done with their character and is thinking of writing the backstory now, while the other one is done with their character and it's just started thinking about backstory or any type of story for that matter. I'm going to have to like walk Raj through the character creation process because, just simply put, like, poor man. I've just kind of like shoved him into this campaign because, like, yeah, and like of course he's like amicable to the idea because there's a bunch of Final Fantasy shit in it, Final Fantasy 11 to be particular as well. It's just very complicated because, and it's about a lot of culture shock for him because he's only played 5th edition, so, and this one is based upon Pathfinder, and it's very, very, very different. I'll have to walk him through it. Magnus was supposed to walk him through it, actually, since Magnus has the most experience in the character creation system, because he's basically created a level 20 character, so he knows almost everything inside and out. So that's the ideal, is to have Magnus help him out with that, but if Magnus isn't up the plate by the time he needs to be, I guess, I don't know, I'll step up. Even then, it's just like, I'll probably still be involved in helping out anyways, just because I'm the DM, so, and if he has any particular questions, he's probably gonna ask me anyway, so. Pickle is working currently, actually. He's gonna get off of work later tonight, so he actually hasn't had a chance, really, to think about his character for a couple of days. Actually, no, it's not later tonight. It's tomorrow night. Later tomorrow night. He's going to be, I think that he's going to be off work. So, think, at least. So... Or no. Fuck, I forgot his work schedule. Whatever the case, he's been working, or has started working, I think, for the week. So in his defense, he doesn't really seem to have had a chance to really think about his character, which is fine. At least he's got a start, right? He's got the start of a character there. Developed background, backstory for the character already, and started working in some character building, but there are some decisions down on Pickle's part that he still has to make. Like, I'd be fine with either way, and I told him that he's just gonna have to make the decision. That's about it, really. That's the only thing he really needs to do. So. For my part, I just need to make maps. That's kind of it, actually, because I got most of the story I want taken care of, actually. It's a story that I've had developed in my brain worms for a few years already, actually, to be fair. So it's not as if so it's not as if I'm like I've been prepared for as long as I've always been prepared, you know, just like, in terms of that. Story. Just actually putting the world into fruition is really the big thing. Because the world that's only existed in my head so far, really. I haven't even put it onto pen and paper yet. That's like how long I've gone on without actually putting this idea into fruition. But I got some brainworms going full force. Alright, final countdown. 10. Until rank up at least. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. Not even gonna touch the copper before we break up, huh? Ooh. 1. And this last clay should break this up. And Happy New Year. So we get the gig. And then the mammoth size tools, which I can get, or make them. Okay, alright, so now that I've got those to make, I'm going to return to the thing, and I'm going to have the mammoth army level the field. Slice away. Yep. Okay, time to actually build the last workshop I need, and then the last current landmark available to me, which should be the tree fort. So let's build that tree fort. I don't have enough vines. That's fine. I'll go gather the vines when I can. Workshop. This is the last thing I need. I don't have enough vines. Great. So I need 10 vines in total in order to do anything with that anyways. 10 vines should be easy enough to gather. What about the cozy cabin? Because I can renovate now. Yeah. So now I've got my village, essentially. I got the fully upgraded cabin. I don't think I can renovate the workshops yet, or the granaries. Even though I renovated the whole place. Yeah, I can't renovate those yet. It's okay, one step at a time, one step at a time. I need to make a workshop, which I have enough materials for one. Just gotta make, just gotta gather vines, and then the towering tree fort, I have to gather one more log, 5 more limestone, and the rest of the vines. So 5 more limestone, 1 more log, and a shit ton of vines. That should be easy enough. I think there's precisely 5 limestone actually over here. Oh, actually, I could expand the farmland and the animals as well. Now that I've renovated, obviously, so I spend some calories on that as well. Expand the cropland and expand the pasture. Now I'm flat broke on calories, but that's fine, because we won't be able to actually expand out to the final expansion until rank 9, I want to say? I think it's rank 9 when we can do the final expansion anyways. So it would take a while anyways. So I don't quite need the calories yet anyways. That being said, I did just use up my weeklies, so... And that was entirely all my weekly calories, so... So I've got all the logs I needed. Just need to get the limestone I need. It's foggy now. That sugarcane plant gave me the vines. Because I think it did. Right? In which case I have a very easy way of getting more of them. Yes, they gave me vines. Great. Awesome. Perfect, actually. Because, this spot up above is going to give me a shit ton of them. Or up ahead. I'm going to get a lot of them. And I'll be able to build those 2 facilities I need, those last 2 things, and relax. Actually, maybe not relax, because I might actually be at a tin sand deficit. I used the tin sand at least... I'm pretty sure I only used the tin sand to renovate the, cabin. So, I just need to just go into the stream, grab the tin sand that I need, and boom. I probably don't need to actually worry about not having enough tin sand for a bit anymore. Although I gotta look at the itemite to make sure none of these use tin sand. That doesn't use tin sand. And that does not use tin sand. Excellent. Awesome. Excellent. Great. Fantastic. Amazing. So I need 7 more? Oh, no, I'm going to get more than enough. To be fair, like, a lot of this is because I used up a lot of my vines to craft nets, but neither here nor there. And once this is all done, I can end the stream and rest. At least until D&D starts. Not gonna do the same mistake as I did last time, wherein I would spend like 4 runs running E7 or P7 with Aika because she couldn't get her friggin' chest piece. And let's spend like over an hour doing that when I said that I should be like heading to bed, and I was like, I gotta be a good friend. But I actually don't think I do it out of the goodness of my heart, trust me. Not because I felt an obligation. It's just that the goodness of my heart can sometimes feel like an obligation. What? Oh, I don't have enough limestone? That's a stupid ass calculation on my bit. I thought I would have more than enough. I thought I only needed 5. I think I was calculating for just one of them, not both of them, I think. Well, whatever. It's almost all respawned now anyways. Look at that. So, I'm a deficit of 7. So that, I think, happens to be exactly this amount of stuff. Oh, didn't I craft the gig, by the way? I did, didn't I? Yeah, bronze gig. So I can get COD now and replicate what I'm doing on my main in terms of a schedule. Let's see if this is too little for the last workshop. Oh, now I need logs. Okay, I traded the limestone. Did I not calculate it correctly? I guess I accounted for 2. I think I accounted for 2 tree houses when I should have been accounting for a tree house and a workshop, because they don't use the same amount of certain materials, do they? They use a different amount of them each. So I think I was just calculating for 2 of one of them as opposed to 1 of one and one of the other. It's okay. I basically got all my materials anyways. I'm just getting excess. Ugh. Build. This will be done 6 p.m. today, actually. 2 hours. That's a very short amount of time. And that's very nice. This will be done tomorrow, though, so... These, meanwhile, cannot be renovated currently. I think the renovations are available at rank 8, and then the final expansion is available at rank 9. So... sucks, right? But at the same time, whatever. Just... God damn it, I'm at a deficit of logs and limestone again because of that stupid fucking... because of making that stupid fucking workshop, that's why. So I'm at a deficit of 18 limestone and 6 iron logs. I'm not home free yet. Why? I don't do it anyways, but because fucking, like, that's still a good source of experience. So. A really good source of experience, actually. But, like, I'm going to fucking die. Let's see, 18 limestone. I guess I'll just collect this belt of limestone here, and then collect the belt of logs that I know exists around the plains. So. And once I'm done there, I'll go back to the limestone. And once I'm done with the limestone, I'll go back to the logs. Kind of etc. So I'm good for the next couple of days. This is another thing to note. This is for like 2 days worth of stuff as well, which I mean, that's an important thing, because I'm not going to be around on Saturday, I don't think, so... I'm definitely not going to be around tomorrow. So I do actually have to get all of this, like, done by, like, now, essentially, in order to just leave it alone. My main, thankfully, doesn't have anything to really aspire to other than, like, make more money. So, so my alt is where I'm going to have to prioritize the most of my time and effort into, now. As opposed to having to spread myself thin between the two. Which is nice. And to be fair, like, this is stuff I was doing on my main as well, but because I was doing a shit ton of things, other things for my alt, like, ranking it up, you know, it's not necessarily a... it's not necessarily the, relaxing experience it ought to be, you know? Very tiring, if anything. Because I can't just sit back on my alt. I can kind of just sit back on my main. Technically, I didn't really need to... I didn't really have a deficit on my main. I just kind of... Because my main gathered a shit ton already. So he already has almost everything that we would ever need for at least the short term. So my alt here didn't go through as rigorous of a grinding session with the, I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. Actually, I just realized what I'm saying in the context of my female asexual character. So I'm just gonna stop while I'm ahead for more before more images start to form. Time to return to the there's not a lot of logs on this island, by the way. Like, the sources of trees and palm trees is surprisingly extremely sparse on this island. For whatever reason. Like, I only have 14 in my inventory right now. And you need a shit ton of them as well. It's because there's a bunch of trees that ought to, like, rightfully should drop logs. And they drop, like, fucking vines and apples. Right? Instead of logs. Which, in fairness, like, okay, alright, we're not really deforesting anything, right? So, like, cool. But, like... And double fairness, the most useful logs of wood is actually dead wood. Fun little facts I've learned down to grapevine through survival videos. More like a rabbit hole, but yeah. Wet wood, or otherwise wood that is still alive, and benefiting off the nutrients of the land, is useless anyways. You can't use it for burning fuel, and it is a weak wood to work with. Not to mention the fact that it gets a lot more messy than dead wood, which is normally just dried. Of course, there are people who kill trees themselves by drying it themselves. Those people are what we call monsters and deforesters. But dead wood is the stuff that, like, the stuff that is from dead trees, that is very dry, that has expired, essentially, and it's not coming back. Those are the most useful sources of wood, because they not only provide a fire source, they could be used as firewood, it could also be used for woodworking as well. It's actually preferred to work with wood that is drier. than wetwood. Just because wetwood can break in ways that you don't intend or not want. It's a lot harder to work with in that case, in shape and specific spaces you want. In fairness, in the process of woodworking, you do kind of dry out the wood and kill the wood in the process, because heat and whatnot is going to happen. And the wood kind of is probably dead anyways, just because it's severed from the tree in which it came from. But dead wood is infinitely much more useful. Which is why the people who are deforesting the Amazon rainforest have zero rights. They are actually monsters, and they have no right to actually be able to do that. They don't have a good excuse. Because, like, I don't want to go into political activism territory here, but I feel like I gotta. Because, like, anybody who, like, deforests trees and whatnot for the sake of just resources, and to be fair, like, it's not always for the sake of resources, it's also for more land to farm upon and whatnot, and I get that, but, like, you don't have, there's not a good excuse to deforest the Amazon rainforest. Like, not specifically the Amazon, but, like, there's no good excuse at all, because the wood is essentially useless. For us, we can't burn it. We gotta have to wait for it to dry up as well. So it's much better for us to just pick up dead wood, right? Or hell, use synthetic burning fuel things if we want to burn shit. Or hell, don't even use that at all. Use electricity or nuclear if we want to warm shit up. Right, or like petroleum. Petroleum is a much better like flame source than wood. And we don't need the materials. I don't know. Reusing and recycling wood is good enough for us anyways. New trees are popping up all the time, and we have fucking plastic for crying out loud. So yeah, there's no good excuse, and like the wood is useless to us anyways. Even if it were dry wood, like we don't need that much wood, and it's wet wood, so it's practically useless to us, and we have to wait for it to dry up anyways. If we wanted to work with it, and if we wanted to use it to burn shit, then like we shouldn't have even thought of that in the first place because global warming. There was no good excuse. The only excuse that they did end up having was to clear the land so that they would have more area to develop. I know, funny thing how like basically I've done the same thing here, but like the difference here is that like they're encroaching upon rainforest territory that's been protected for almost a century. And they have no good reason to need more, to produce more, really. So, anyways, I don't want to get too deep into that just because I hate politics, but, yeah. Let's see, it is 4:14. The thing is in like an hour. I need rest before then, so I'm gonna end the stream on such a sour note, I know, but I'll be back in an hour for D&D. For now, I fucking need to take a nap. So yeah.